Hey guys, David here, and with this training, I want to talk about the topic of email marketing. Now, email marketing is something that has been on my mind a lot recently because I've been focusing on a project of changing up the content in one of my autoresponder series. And as I was playing around with the content there, I was doing a little bit of research, trying to understand maybe how to improve things. I was looking at some templates and some other models, and it really got me thinking about other areas of email-related things in my own business that I needed to change. And so I've really immersed myself in a lot of email-related stuff recently. That plus, on top of all of this, in the marketplace recently, there have been a whole bunch of email-related tools that have come out, training courses, and other products that have really gotten my attention. And again, you know, sort of the shiny object thing where I went off and I looked at something for a while and thought, huh, you know, should I invest in this? And while it was a distraction to some extent, I actually got some really great training out of some of the value-based promotional stuff that they were doing to sell their products. So that got me thinking even more about how I could be using email in a smarter way. So I bring this all up because probably one of the big topics that a lot of my clients have been asking me about over recent weeks and months has been around email. Partially because I've been experimenting with email and people have been noticing it and responding to some of the changes I've been making. And there have also been some, you know, questions around what autoresponders are and all of that. So I'm going to cover a whole bunch of stuff related to email and email marketing in today's training. And if you have comments or questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I want to be of whatever help I can in getting you a little bit more focused in how to use email successfully in your business. All right, so let's start with some basics. And this is the basic primer that I give on almost everything now because I find it's an area that so many people are overlooking. You need to know who you're writing to, you need to know what their pain points and struggles are, and you need to write in a tone that really focuses on as if you were writing to a friend or a colleague or one individual out there. And we call this typically our ideal client avatar. It's the individual who represents everybody out there, because as soon as you start becoming a little bit more comfortable in writing in a casual or formal way in your own voice to that one individual, those emails that you're writing are going to be received in a lot better way. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Now, I want to talk a little bit about autoresponders and broadcast messages because I have been sort of trying to figure out how to use both, the sort of the technical framework for all of this without getting too involved in a lot of the major automation options that some of these email service providers have, because that stuff can be really, really overwhelming. But I do want to include some automation, and so the best way to do that is through what's called an autoresponder or a drip email series. You know, basically when somebody signs up for one of my lists, there's an entire predetermined series of emails that have been rewritten or that have been written and will go out to them, you know, the day they subscribe, 3 days after they subscribe, 6 days after they, and so on. And they'll get those emails in a predetermined sequence. That's called an autoresponder or a drip campaign or a series, right? That's stuff that happens on automation. Whenever somebody signs up, those emails just go out. Now, the other option out there is what's called a broadcast email. And that's one that I go into my email service provider, I type out the email, and then I schedule the time that that email is going to get sent out to a predetermined list of people. So it could be everybody on all of my email lists, it could be certain people on certain lists, and so on. And so those are the two big differences. I am trying to incorporate a lot more series and auto responders, so automation into what I'm doing in my business. And frankly, it takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of consideration. What process do I want to bring somebody through, and what do I want to introduce to them at what point, etc. But what really happens is you do all this work one time, and then you spend some quality time once it's been out there for a while and people are using it. You spend some quality time analyzing the success of certain types of emails, and then you go in and tweak it. And that's actually the process that I've been going through recently on one of my autoresponder campaigns. So that's sort of the big difference, and I think it's a good idea to mix up the two of them. One of the things that I've sort of been focusing on is an autoresponder series that goes for an entire year. 52 weeks worth of autoresponders, and it goes out once a week on the 7 days after that person is subscribed, and then 7 days after that one, and 7 days after that one. So it'll go out just 1 day a week to that individual. But then when I want to, I can plug in some broadcast messages. Let's say I have a program that I want to promote. Well, I can send that, a broadcast message out for 3 or 4 days. I can send out separate broadcast messages, and it might overlap with the same day that somebody's getting an autoresponder message, but that's okay. I have timely things, and then I have sort of evergreen stuff that so the timely stuff goes with the broadcast, and the evergreen stuff goes with the autoresponder. So I'm going to just throw a bunch of stuff out here for you, and some of it's going to stick, some of it's going to make sense, and is worth investigating more. Now, if you're on my email list, I recently sent out a link to this great blog post that somebody else actually included in an email that they sent to me, and I wanted to share it with you because there are all types of different emails, and just like people are struggling trying to figure out, well, what do I post on social media? That same question applies to email so often. What do I email people about? I don't have enough stuff to share with them, and the fact is that email really is one of the best ways to stay in front of somebody, and you need to be giving them some great information and great value in addition to pitching them on purchasing something from you or through your affiliate link or some investing time with you, maybe on a webinar, etc. So how do you do this? Where do you find the right balance for all of this to be most effective? Well, one of the best things I came across recently is this article from SumoMe. It says the 15 emails you need to be sending to your list. And it's 15 different types of emails that that you might use. Now, you're probably not going to use all of them, but this will give you some ideas for the types of emails that you want to include. And I'll just, now, if you don't know SumoMe, SumoMe is from the company AppSumo, and it's their email list building product. I played around with it. I actually subscribed to it for a while. I actually have a different solution that I use, which I'll probably show you later on in this training. But it's a really great resource, and this is a perfect example of great content marketing because they have a terrific resource related to the subject of email, and then they work in their product into the blog post as well. So I'm going to scroll down here and just show you the welcome email. This is a really important relationship establishing email type, right? And so they give you an example of that. The expectation email, when somebody first subscribes to you, they don't actually know what they're going to expect. So you set the expectations around who you are and what you're going to be giving them. You're going to tell them things like, when, with what frequency you're going to send them stuff, and how often you're going to be sending them what kind of thing, right? So that's basically what this is all about, and it shows the framework for this. All right. And don't spam, right? That's a good piece of advice. Tools email. So tools that you recommend. I send out a lot of these types of emails, recommending things that are free, recommending things that I'm promoting through an affiliate link. But no matter how I'm sending it out, I share tools. I share things that I discover that I end up using for myself, and I share that with my email list. All right, and so on and so on. You don't need to go through all of this. I'll include a link so that you can go check this article out for yourself. But it's a great article, and it'll give you a ton of ideas about things that you want to include in your emails. Whether it's an autoresponder email or a broadcast email, there's some really great stuff that I hadn't even thought about doing on this list of 15 email types. Now, another thing that I have used, and I've used it to greater and greater success, and this is the area that I think so many people have been responding positively to my emails over the last couple of months, has been I've been using frameworks. I've been using templates. So just like this list of different email types that we're looking at, I mean, one thing that I picked up recently when I was at the NAMS workshop was this book called Marketing Sidekick by Matt Basak. And Chapter 1, Email Marketing Subject Lines. All right, so here's just a few of them. This is going to be insane. This is going to be interesting. This is scary, right? And then you can plug in, right? And it just keeps going on and on. There's a ton of them, but here's you'll regret if you miss this, or breaking news, nationality success story, unveil the secret to, right? So you plug in that little piece there, or you will be captivated. And I can take these, the idea behind a subject line is really to get people to open up the email. So these are really intriguing potential subject lines. But there's this book is just filled with this kind of stuff. So these are other types of headlines that maybe you might use in social media or in a blog post, and a lot of them can be used on email subject lines as well. So will blank change the rules of blank? That's a good question that you put in those blanks something appropriate to your niche, your industry, and that could be a great email subject line as well. So I've been using this quite a bit. And another thing that I've been using is I've been using templates that I got from a terrific course called Autoresponder Alchemy from a guy named Terry Dean, who really has studied this and perfected this over a couple of decades. In fact, let me just bring that up here quickly. I think I have it here. All right, so yeah, so here's the templates from his thing, which is the thank you gift, the confront common wisdom, your mistakes, controversial stuff, shocking client results. And then if you scroll on down, you can actually see the template and then how he uses it in his own email. Now, this is proprietary stuff, so I don't want to share too much of it. In fact, there's a big bold thing that says, do not share. This is for customers only. So that has been really helpful and now I take the framework of all this and I rewrite it. So I'm not taking somebody else's email and just plugging it in there. I'm taking it and I am sculpting it and putting it in my voice. And remember what I said at the top of this was about that avatar. I am reframing it. Very often a lot of these templates speak to masses of people. So I try as best I can, and sometimes I forget, to reframe it, reshape it to talk to that one individual. So here's Autoresponder Alchemy. Here's the sales page. I'll be sure to include a copy of the link for this as well. But this is probably one of the best courses on email and autoresponders that I've ever taken. It's made all of this stuff really, really clear. Terry goes through a ton of different examples and the process for getting these things up and running. And so, there he is with his dog. But I love this course, and it's really probably one of the better things that I've invested in when it comes to understanding email and email marketing and that entire process. So I'll leave that here, and if nothing else, I'll leave a link just to Terry's Internet Marketing Lifestyle. I think that's what it's called, Internet Lifestyle. As well, so that you can get onto his list and see the examples of the types of emails that he sends out, because I think that he gives really, really great advice in the training, but what better than to actually see how he's using it in his own business. So I'll leave a link for you there too. Now, finally, I wanted to talk a little bit about, I mentioned SumoMe, which I've used to capture leads. But there's a process that I have found has been really useful, and that's actually to put my offers out in multiple places all over the web, not just on my web properties. And to do that, I've been using this tool from a company called Wishloops. Let me just log in quickly here, because I forgot to before I hit record. All right, come on. Yep, okay, so there we are. And so I have a few different, there are basically 3 different types of ways that I can set up an opt-in with this platform. So there's this amplify thing, which is basically a full screen welcome mat. So you go to, and I'll show you an example of one right now. Let's see, I have it over on, so let's go manage, and I have them over on a few places. So let's see if I have a live one right now. I think I do over on my website. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go to new incognito window, and we'll just go to baeronmarketing.com, and I think, pretty sure that we're going to see when the site loads, we're going to see a drop down. Maybe we're not. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, so there is a drop down. I think I put a delay on it for this profitable content offer that I have. And then what happens is somebody says, yes, I want this. Then they get forwarded over to this page, which is actually on a platform called UpViral. And then after they go here, let me show you what they see after that, is they get opted in, and then I offer them something else. If they share this with their friends, then they get, if they get 3 friends to also opt into that thing that you just saw on the previous page, I'm also going to send them a guide to content creation, which is a $57 value. And so that's the process I go through, and that's how I'm building additional people onto the list by leveraging what somebody who opts in initially, right, on this previous page, they're then incentivized to opt into somebody else, to an additional, to invite people to join an additional list. Okay, so that's one. Here's another example. I just added this in. Okay, let's pause that. So here's another one that I'm playing around with right now. Want to avoid making classic internet marketing mistakes. And in this video, I say, hey, I'm not going to give you just 1 book. I'm actually going to give you 3 books for free. So there's affiliate marketing mistakes, creating viral traffic, and list building mistakes. And I'm giving that away. And then when somebody joins that, and this is focusing specifically on people who are interested in learning how to build out their internet marketing aspect of their business. So when somebody goes on that, oops, I guess I don't have, maybe it's not, I don't have the right, I see what the problem is. Let's go here, let's go there, and I will have it in a moment. Sorry, guys. Okay, so, thank you, David. I typed the wrong thing, and now I misspelled it. Okay, there we go. So after they see this, then they get an offer for something else, which I tell them they can buy for $97 by clicking here, or they can get it free when they refer 5 people. So again, another mechanism for building my list out in a bigger, more powerful, broader way pretty quickly. And I've had that first campaign up and running for less than a week, and I think I got like 9 initial clicks, which has turned into like 40 people who have been referred into it by other people. So I didn't do anything. Basically, I put that link out there on Twitter a few times, and I got 9 initial opt-ins. They've done all the rest of the work for me. So that's been really useful. Okay, so that's an example of the Amplify, that drop down mat that shows up. Then here's an example of Engage. Let's see if I can show you how I'm using this on other people's pages. So there's that first one, that Amplify is what they call their conversion mats, and so I have a few of those out there. And then I have these pop-ups. And let's show you, and these are on other people's pages. So I might share this link on Twitter, for example. I might share this link, and somebody will click on the link to go read this article, whatever the article is that I happen to be sharing. All right, so here's the article, but then down here in the corner, a proven formula for creating profitable content. And again, it goes over to that content offer, that ebook that I have, right? So that's how I'm using this. Now they can click and make that go away, and then they can just enjoy reading the rest of the article. Okay, so that's one example. And then, do I have any capture? I don't know if I have any full page capture. Actually, it looks like I do. I'm using any of these. No, doesn't look like I am. I think I had one that I was just playing around with. So I'll show you an example of the checklist thing that I had been playing around with. But I'm pretty sure that I didn't make this one go live. So here's one that I created. Yeah, okay, so here's one I created, and then when somebody clicks on it, yeah, I want my copy, then it pops up to populate their email address, but I think I didn't end up making this one live. But you can see that that's also pretty powerful to be able to do that. And let's just say, I'll show you what it might look like if I want to create a new page. They have all of these pre-designed things in here. Super cool, and I can just choose any one of them. So here's an example. Let's preview what this one looks like. And so I decided this is a company. I've been playing around with one of their tools for about a year now, and I decided to upgrade my my account so that I have access to all of these tools. And I did it at the perfect time because they've really taken off in terms of the quality of the stuff that they offer here. All right, so here's just an example. It's all real clean stuff, and I can swap out anything here, but they give me all of these templates, and that's the one that we're looking at, that I can then put my own content into. And so I think I actually did that on one of my websites. I actually built the landing page. So it's not an opt-in page, but it's just a landing page for one of my websites using their tool, and it's pretty darn cool. So here you go. There you go. Right. So there's the home page of davidbaer.me. I'll probably play around with it even more, but for now, it's a good placeholder. All right, so that's what this wish loop tool is. I'll leave a link, my affiliate link, for you to sign up for their free trial, which will really get you inside here and check it out. And if you upgrade, great. And if you don't, if you decide it's not for you, no worries as well. But you have a sense of the quality of a tool that can help you in a number of different ways build that list in a number of places, rather than just relying on that side column of your blog. You can be very effective at getting people onto your list in a number of different ways. Let me show you one other place where I'm using this right now. Is, let's say somebody is reading they're over at my blog. So I'm pulling up my blog, and the blog loads, and you start scrolling down the page here, and you're checking it out. Oh, this is kind of cool stuff. Maybe I want to read this, whatever. And actually, I think I have to click into one of the articles. I forgot how I set this up. Okay, so you click into one of the articles, and maybe you're scrolling through, and poof, down at the bottom, join our Facebook community for social marketing and online entrepreneurship. And you go ahead and click join now, and that'll bring people over to the Facebook community. Or I can just get rid of that. That's another one of the things that I got from Wishloop. So there's lots of different ways to play around with it. I think there's a ton of fun little things that they have, and I'm looking forward to seeing how else I can use it effectively. So if you want, go ahead and click on over and check out Wishloop. I'll leave the link for that down below as well. So there's a ton more that I can talk about when it comes to how to use email, how to use it effectively. And I am going to be including some training on this subject inside the DIY Digital VIP section. So if you're not yet a member at DIY Digital, please consider joining us. You can get there either on this page if you're watching this on DIY Digital, or by heading to diydigital.info /join, and that will give you access to sign up for either a VIP or a premium account The main difference being that the premium account gives you access to me twice a month in my open office hours, where you can come online in a Google Hangout and ask me anything. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for checking out this training, and by all means, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me in the Facebook group, Power of Reach Facebook group, or over at baeronmarketing.com on the Contact Us page. So David Baer from Baer on Marketing, thanks for checking this out, and look forward to seeing you again very soon.